Hare Krishna. Can this get lowered down a little? Can it get lowered down a little? Okay. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Madhava Kunja Bihar Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yashodananda Braj Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhans Parivrajakaacharya Ashtotar Sat His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroh Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam tam sajivam Sadvaitam savadhutam Parijana sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitansha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ध्येयं सदा परिभवग्नमभीष्टदोहं तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरिञ्चिनुतं शरण्यं भृत्यार्तिहं प्रणतपालभवाब्धिपोतं वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम् हन्ताय मद्दिरबला हरिदासवर्यो यद्रामकृष्णचरणस्पर्शप्रमोदः मानं तनोति सह गोगणयोस्तयोर्यत् पानीयसूयवसकन्दरकन्दमूलैः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for coming this Friday evening, Fremont. Sorry, this is my mistake because we host Friday programs. I didn't even realize I was almost heading into weekend. Thank you. So we would like to welcome the special guest today, Harivamsa Prabhu, official name Dr. Himanshu Asnani. He's an author, a researcher, and translator. His debut work in Fiction Horizons, released in May 2023 by Hachette India, is a collection of short stories on fundamental questions around life and death. His next work, The Forest of Love, a historical novel set in 16th century Mughal India, is expected to be released in 2025 by Fingerprint. It is coming of age saga of love, war, escape, and self-discovery against the backdrop of Vrindavan and Bengal Gaudiya Vaishnavism. His maternal family roots are from Vrindavan, where he stays when not traveling, actively researching in the areas of Vaishnava philosophy, Gaudiya history, social psychology, and linguistics. During travels, he keenly interacts with congregation, corporate, and university audiences in India and abroad through seminars and workshops. So prior to current full-time employment in ISKCON, he held full-time faculty appointment in the School of Technology and Computer Science at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Mumbai, and visiting appointments at the University of Washington, Seattle, Stanford University, and IIT Bombay. He had received BTech from IIT Bombay. He was a topper in IIT JEE Mains All India Rank 4, and he holds masters and PhD from Stanford University. After his graduation, he worked in Ericsson Silicon Valley, following which he briefly got involved in some of his edu startups. His awards include Stanford Graduate Fellowship, Marconi Society Young Scholar Award, Amazon Catalyst Fellowship, and bronze medalist in the International Chemistry Olympiad. And Prabhuji is best of both in terms of educational qualifications and also spiritual qualifications coming from Vrindavan with maternal roots. We are very fortunate to have Prabhuji today here. So this is a fourth in the sequence Prabhuji has been taking. So we are very fortunate. We would like to invite Harivamsa Prabhu in our traditional way by chanting 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Radhe. I'm so happy to be here. And again, my heartfelt obeisances to His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and Nirakula Mataji. Yesterday I was seeing in the temple there were almost 2 Sunday feasts happening. 3:30 to 5 and then 7 to 8:30. And one was like, and then another was very intimate. But dancing and chanting was common. So such a wonderful oasis. And if we can all just keep ourselves immersed in that oasis, then the dryness of the desert of the material world will not touch us. So first obeisances to them. Thanks to Prabhu, Ram Priya Prabhu, Sita Rani Mataji, Sanskriti and Gopika. Got it right. And Netai Navdeep Bihari ji for hosting us here. And thanks to all of you. My humble prayers and seeking blessings of everyone so that we can conclude this session series today for the pleasure of our acharyas, for the inspiration of everyone here, and my heart's purification. We are talking about finding Gauranga in Vrindavan. Why do we have to do it? Because Gauranga is Radha, Krishna, Nahi, Anya. Krishna and Radha do not leave from Vrindavan. So, Mahaprabhu should be there in Vrindavan. He should be there in Krishna Leela. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to distribute the holy names. But he had an internal region also. He is Radha Bhava Duti Suvalitam Naami Krishna Swarupam. So in the first session of the series, we found him in Krishna Leela. Where all did we find? In Pili Pokhar, where Krishna dipped into that pond which was washed by the hands of Radharani. He became yellowish in complexion. Then we found him in Imli Tala near Seva Kunj, where Krishna chanted the name of Radha and become golden in complexion. And third, we found him in a place in Vrindavan where Radharani was doing man and Krishna became dressed as sannyasi to beg for man. quite necessary technique in our day-to-day dealings. If somebody is angry, don't respond with anger. Beg for, give your anger. Might work, but we need some dozen of ounces of humility to do it. It takes courage. Then we thought, we have found Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Krishna Lila. Now we should find him in Vrindavan, Bhauma Vrindavan. But before that, before going to Vrindavan comes the longing for Vrindavan. Just like before enjoying anything in the material world, there is a longing, a sankalpa to enjoy. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangas Teshu Pajayate. First, there is a contemplation. See, we go and look. How many are from Mumbai background? Anybody? Local train, right? We don't get attached to people, right? Oh, hey, I met that fellow. Now we'll be separated. No, we don't. Because we don't give contemplation, attention. If attention happens, then it's a different story. Then movies are made on it. Sathiya, somebody told me. So, but we don't get attached. But if we get attached, then the longing leads to the place. So similarly, longing for Vrindavan precedes going to Vrindavan. And longing is yearning. And wasn't Mahaprabhu yearning? He was. What did he say? Anyera Hirdaya Man Mora Man Brindavan. Anyera Hridaya Man Mora Man Brindavan. Mone Vane Ek Kari Jani. Mone Vane Ek Kari Jani. Mahaprabhu is saying, Annera Hirdaya is mon. Somebody else's heart is just a mind. My heart is Vrindavan. For me, mone vane, mind and one is considered to be the same. There's a joke in Vrindavan. They say if you are ikkavan means go to one. Ikkavan means 51 years of age. If you have hit ikkavan means it's a time to enter into one. Wind down, as they say, vanaprastha. Maybe now ikkavan has become iksat. Maybe ikattar. 81 would be too. पता नहीं विकेट रहेगा तब तक क्या नहीं. So Mone Mone Ek Kari Jani, Mahaprabhu's longing even before his sannyas and then after his sannyas. This longing for Vrindavan is a category of Vrindavan on its own called Hridayastha Vrindavan. What? Hridayastha Vrindavan. We talked about several categories of Vrindavan. There is a Vrindavan everywhere, but it's behind two curtains, Mahamaya and Yogamaya's curtains. That's called aprakat Vrindavan. It's not prakat, it's not visible. It's everywhere, it's vyapak. And around 5,000 years ago, precisely 3102 BC, as they say, Krishna thought full on mercy should be shared. So what he did? Open all the curtains. Where? Southeast of Delhi, 2.5 hours southeast of Delhi. Please come on in. Southeast of Delhi. And what happened? The whole characters inside that screen of Vrindavan, they became invisible, right? Because all the curtains were open. So history met with spiritual dham, isn't it? But still some people couldn't see. Who couldn't see? Duryodhan. Duryodhan was saying, Je to Gwalo hai. He is just a cowherd boy. He doesn't know. Kamsa also didn't recognize. Shishupal also didn't recognize. Many people didn't recognize. Because their history was matching with the eternal reality, isn't it? The eternal reality is the aprakat dham and the curtains opened. So historical place of Delhi now kind of joined with the eternal reality. But how much did it last? 125 years at the most. Krishna lived for 125 years. Lived, quote unquote. I mean, he always lives. So what did he do? Curtains closed. Aprakat had become prakat, but then it again became aprakat. But they left certain things, just like oftentimes we come to home from temple to Fremont and feels, oh, chappal to bhul gaye. We forgot the shoes in the temple, isn't it? Or like a drama rehearsal is happening, curtains close. Oops, dhotis remained outside. So some items remained outside. What were they? Govardhan, Yamuna, how below. Yesterday we talked about the how below thing. Not yesterday. Everything seems to be yesterday only. Anything past yesterday. So how below Yamuna, Govardhan, and Braj Rajrani, the dust of Vrindavan. That's why dust of Vrindavan we don't call Braj Raj, but we say Braj Raj Rani. She's the queen. If you see the Braj Raj of Vrindavan, it's as soft as Johnson baby powder with some black particles and white particles. And in Vrindavan, they are Radha Krishna. Krishna, the black particles, white, the last year floods had come. So Yamuna had provided tons and tons of Brajraj, the soft Brajraj. And I'm hearing, I think, Abhi again floods are coming in Vrindavan. So maybe more Raj. Actually, Vrindavan town was not meant for many, many people to visit. But somehow, Abhi, jaise chappad faad ke, they say, right? It's a whole, it's become cosmopolitan in one sense. A lot of people are visiting. So drainages were not planned. You know, we don't have the underground sewage system. It was like open drainage like any village. So when the rains come, there is achintya bheda bhed between the drainage water and the rain water. So to just say Radha Radhe and move. It's a small town. But when Yamuna floods, lot of Brajraj comes. So Brajraj is also a item left when the Prakata merged into Aprakat. And this is called Drishyaman Vrindavan. What? Drishyaman Vrindavan. Then what people did, especially Vajranabh, they created the town of Vrindavan around these Drishyaman Vrindavan. You know, like homes, we enter a new home. We have some items there, right? Then we bring another items, and it's a whole thing. So because of Govardhan, Yamuna, Brajraj, Rani, their presence made the inclusion of other items also sort of spiritual, right? Any home you build, it's still in the vicinity of these places. And then what happened? Temples started coming up. What? Madan Mohan. Last time we talked about Madan Mohan, Gopinath, Govindev, Banki Bihari, Radha Vallabh, Radha Raman, Radha Gokulanand, so on and so forth, Jugal Kishore. And this whole beautiful thing was created. This was by Vajranabh. Radharaman came later. Vajranabh installed many deities, and this was Bhauma Vrindavan 1.0. What? Bhauma Vrindavan 1.0. The first excavation or creation of the city of Vrindavan. Aprakat to Prakat, left Drishyaman, created a city around it called Bhaum Vrindavan 1.0. Why? Because then it was soon to become eclipsed again by forests. So before the yearning for Vrindavan comes before going to Vrindavan comes the yearning for Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu yearned. That's what we discussed in the second session. And in the third session, Mahaprabhu reached Vrindavan. And he did the second excavation of Vrindavan. Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0. He just found Radha Kund and Sham Kund. But he gave instructions to first Lokanath Goswami, Bhugarb Goswami, and later Rup Sanatan that you just be in Vrindavan, write books about bhakti, establish it as a science. Why science? Like not in Hava, right? Oh, God is love, love is God. We know it, but it doesn't help us. But Rupa Goswami told to us scientific process in which there is step by step process. We not for others, right? Not step by step. Tell Prabhu idhar aao. आपका अनर्थ निवृत्ति में गड़बड़ है. No, not for others, but for us, where we are. Come on in, hop in. So, Riti, this is called what? Riti. What? Riti means Kram. Like in our companies, we have Kram, right? Maybe engineer and then engineer 1, 2, 3, system, principal, whatever, right? It's a crumb. We know our progress. So similarly, Rupa Goswami gave us this progress chart. They helped in creating Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0. And thanks to their efforts, much of the things which we see now 500 years later are there in Vrindavan, isn't it? Albeit in some like 500 years, lot of things get damaged, but and worn and torn by the time. But still, that Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0 is there. And it is special. Aprakat, we can't see. It's there in Fremont also. Yeah, because Vraj is Vyapaka. Krishna is everywhere, right? And Krishna's Dham and Krishna is non-different. So Krishna's Dham must be here. But the curtain in Fremont might be 2 kilometers thick. In some places, it might be made of concrete. क्या हो रहा है कुछ पता नहीं लग रहा है. But in Bhaum Vrindavan, the curtain is very thin. And people say, saints say that by the dint of the sadhana, you might create a hole and see what's going inside. Or a saint can come and just see. So there was one great singer, not so great. You can become great only by getting taught by great, right? Like Prabhus are learning from great teachers. Because there's a constant learning always happening. So he finally became quite established and joined the Mughal court in Akbar's Darbar. And he became one of the Navaratnas. Any guesses whom I'm talking about? Tansen, Mia Tansen. He was actually a Hindu Brahmana. But jahan ho वैसा नाम चाहिए होता है. So Mia Tansen. But Mia Tansen knew a rag called Deep Chandi, which can get the lamps lit up. However, he did not know the antidote to that rag. Because once you perform that rag, all the lamps will get lit up, but it will produce great heat in your body. So anyway, people were envious and they did little chugli, little kaan bharna hota hai na. Maharaj, Akbar, he sings wonderful Deep Chandi rag. You should make him. And one thing about kings is that you cannot say no. Because their only response is katleam, whatever. So he knew that and he said, Ab marta kya nahi karta. So he sang that rag. All the lamps lit up, but he's feeling heat in the body. So he's running here and there. Suddenly he comes to a place where some paniharin, some ladies who are drawing water from a well, and they figure out that, oh, he's not suffering from a disease, but rather he's suffering from the effects of Deep Chandi Rag. So they sang Hare, no, they didn't sing Hare Krishna, but this rag is that monsoon rag. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ghumad ghumad ke megh barse. The clouds came and they started pouring, and these were the clouds induced by Megh Mallar rag. So they cooled him down. They cooled him down, and he said, "Baap re, I thought I was a PhD in rag." And hey, somebody, not even maybe dropped out in 10th grade and they can do so. Can you teach me? Said you have to go to our Gurudev. Who is the Guru? Swami Haridas ke Swami Shama Sri Haridas Thakur, Sri Haridas, Swami Haridas, who is a Nimbarki, and it is to whom Banke Bihari appeared in Nidhivan in Vrindavan. But he knew perfect Rag Ragini, not to sing for, as they say, Era Gera Nathu Gera, not for anybody, but for श्री हरिदास के स्वामी श्यामा कुंज बिहारी. श्री हरिदास के स्वामी कौन है? श्यामा, राधा और कुंज बिहारी कृष्णा. उन्हीं के लिए, only for him he would sing. So Tansin got trained. He goes to the court. Akbar says, Mahashay, you sing like amazing, beautiful. I think there is nobody better than you. He said, no, it's my Gurudev. Why? Because I sing for you, who is the ruler of one maybe continent. At in 1550s it was like this, but he sings for the ruler of the entire, not only world, universes, many universes, not only material but spiritual universes. So Akbar said, वो होता है ना राजाओं की जिद, the obstinacy of the king. I want to listen. He doesn't sing. No, I want to listen. Again, marta kya nahi karta. So Akbar, you have to become my assistant and carry my veena. Now, it's also a training to carry veena. You can't carry veena like cricket bat. Akbar had no training. He was carrying not like veena. He was not carrying veena. He was carrying something else. Maybe his talwar. Just imagine holding Rudra veena like that. Of course, Haridas noticed, but he didn't say anything. So, Swami Haridas said, Tansen, Ram Tanu was his childhood name. Ram Tanu, why don't you sing something for Radharani? And he goofed up purposefully. Why? Because he wanted Akbar to listen to Haridas singing. हरि के नाम को आलस क्यों करत है रे. This is what Haridas है. काल फिरत सर सांधे. काल फिरत घूम रहा है. सर means arrow, सांधे. And what are we doing? हरि के नाम को. आलस means laziness, pramad. We are not taking holy name. And when he sang, sometimes in our kirtan melas and things like that, if somebody has a pakka tune, right? Or somebody can beat the mridang in that proper, it creates a, feeling, right? So Akbar melted, started crying, did whole dandavats. Haridas said, Baba, hold the veena properly. I know who you are. Akbar said, Seva, give me some seva. He said, no seva, eat meva and go. In fact, one saint was called to Vrindavan and he said, Bhaktan ko kaha sikri so kam. Sikri is Fatehpur Sikri. He is saying, Bhaktan ko kaha sikri so kam. Bhakt ko sikri se kya काम? आवत जात पनैया टूटे. आने जाने में, while going and coming, my slippers घिस गई. My slippers have worn out. विसर गयो हरि नाम, and I forgot to chant. So Swami Haridas is saying, you go, eat meva and go. But adamant, he is adamant. He said, please give me seva. So what we were talking about, right? How sometimes mercifully the curtain is lifted by a saint. Swami Haridas told, oh, go to that Yamuna Tat. There is one broken ghat. Not broken ghat. A piece, a corner of the broken ghat, mend it. So he said, खोदा पहाड़ निकला कुछ भी नहीं. खोदा पहाड़ निकली चुइया, but अभी कुछ नहीं निकला. I did so much entreaties and he is giving me just to prepare, but he said, let me not argue. He went there and he saw the corner bedecked with jewels. And it is written, recorded in Akbar's words, that he said, if I sell off my entire kingdom, I won't be able to match maybe like a portion of one of the emerald or ruby there. So he got a darshan of Aprakat Vrindavan because the saint kind of lifted the curtain. And that curtain is very thin in Vrindavan, Bhaum Vrindavan. That's why we go there, right? Bhaum Vrindavan, Aprakat is there everywhere. But sometimes it could be behind a concrete wall. कछु हो रहे हो है नहीं आवाज आ रही है कुछ भी नहीं आ रही है but there in Bhaum Vrindavan you might hear a sound might feel something though intangibly but it affects. That's why all our saints even now are different guru vargas, they go and spend time there and then they bring it and share. So Bhaum Vrindavan is special not only for this reason but for another reason also. Rupa Goswami lists the 64 angas of bhakti in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. I mean, there are many, but he's 64 main. And then he says that at least there are 5 which are so crucial. You remember that? Shraddha, Visheshatah, Preeti, Shri Angri Murte Sevane. Shri Murter Angri Sevane. The deity worship. And then first is deity worship ho gaya. Then what he says, Srimad Bhagavatarthanam Asvado Rasikai Saha. With Rasik, now who is Rasik? Who does like this? No, who has gone systematically understood the Siddhanta as well as Rasa, the mellows as well as philosophy. And Nam Sankirtanam Shri Mathura Mandale Sthitihi. So first is deity worship, then it is Srimad Bhagavatam, then it is Nam Sankirtanam, then it is Mathura Mandale Sthiti. And there is one in the middle, Sajatiya Shaye Snigdhau Sadhau Swato Vare. We associate with devotees who are like-minded, whom we can derive inspiration, who are affectionate, and who are sadhu, focused on spirituality. Although different people have different ways of expressing affection. There's this modern book called Five Love Languages. So some, right? So one love language is giving gift. Another is appreciation. Another is, let's forget about it. It's common sense. Some people express love by, hitting a person hard. और क्या चल रहा है? Like, and some introverts may be like, how are you? So different people have different ways of expressing their love, but affection. Sajati Ashay. We have to find out. We have to find with whom our chemistry matches. So these are the 5 limbs A, B, C, D, E. Easy to remember. A for association, B for book, Bhagavatam, C for chanting, D for deity worship, E for entering into Dham. Entry into Dham is so special that all the 4 come in free. शुश्रूषो शदधानस्य वासुदेव कथारुचि स्यान्महत् सेवया विप्र पुण्यतीर्थ निषेवणात्. You went to a holy place or the temple is also a holy place and you saw some people look outwardly they seem to be a little happy. What's going on? Punya tirtha nishevana. Then they may bring one kela next time. Service. Jiva Goswami writes it. How are they happy? Let me go and hear. What are they talking about? Maybe serve them. What is happening? Slowly and slowly one is coming into the inner fold. Why is Bhaum Vrindavan special? Because people there are walking treasure chests of Shraddha. Now, if you go to Bombay or any other place or San Francisco and things like that, what is the general thing with which people are walking? Anxiety, maybe? Or Vishaya Vasana, right? Now, people also have Vishaya Vasana and they can come to Vrindavan, but it is for the time they Radhe, 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 Jai Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. At least that time, it's like back burner, the Shraddha comes out. That Shraddha hops to us also. And that's why when we visit Vrindavan, come back after 2-3 days, people have narrated, they want to cry and not leave. Why? Not because somebody opened the curtain. If it opens, great, you may not even leave. You may leave the body also. One saint, I was saying, right? One saint was telling, if you see the tip of the sari of Radharani, somehow, somebody opened, you will faint and be unconscious for 7 days without eating and drinking. It's that experience. But hopefully it has not happened. Otherwise, like, Prabhuji, 7 दिन कहाँ गए? But we feel something. The people there are walking Shraddha Punjas, right? They're coming with so much of Shraddha and it is hopping. You go in a rickshaw wala and then rickshaw wala only is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva, perfect Srimad Bhagavatam lecture. It has happened with many devotees because they are carrying that Shraddha. So it is special. Association for free. Books, all the books are written there only. All the Barnes and Nobles of spiritual books are available there in Vrindavan. See, chanting. Radhe Radhe is operator overloading, right? Radhe Radhe is an operator which gets overloaded, like we have Haribol, right? Haribol Prabhu, uska Haribol ho gaya. What does that mean? Haribol. It's like can be fit for anything, right? So Radhe Radhe for screaming, Radhe Radhe for showing traffic, Radhe Radhe for thank you, and it's chanting. 5 a.m. you wake up in Vrindavan and some of the temples near where we stay. Beautiful ragas in the morning. Some people have duty to sing 24 hours, chanting all the while. And they also say the Naam will show the Dham. What about deity worship? 5,000 temples at least. At least. Because when Aurangzeb had attacked Vrindavan, the whole concept of temples changed in Vrindavan. Why? Because they didn't want to create big temples. They wanted to create Havelis. Havelis which look like homes. So Radharaman also, you see, there is a feeling of home, little home. Then many temples. You go to Radha Vallabha and you walk a little bit and there is a Radhika Vallabha also. Exactly carbon copy. But it's a home. I went inside and somebody was brushing the teeth in front of deity and looked at me. Ye kaun aa gaya? It's like a home deity. Then you go something called Topi Kunj. It's like a big home. Then you go to a place called Gyan Gudadi. Gudadi means sack, Gyan means knowledge. So Gyan Gudadi is a place where Uddhav came and Gopi said, forget about your Gyan, let's make a Gudadi, put it somewhere. It's a talk about love. Near Gyan Gudadi, Tulsidas came. And Tulsidas saw the forms of Radha Krishna. And he said, I will not bow down unless you take bow and arrow in your heart, in your hands. So this place is called Tulsi Bhai Raghunath. Radha Krishna became Raghunath and held bow and arrow in their hands. So this place, if you go, Radha and Krishna there, and behind Radha Krishna, there's a tall deity of Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam. And he's holding bows and arrows. Now, who is taking care? When I went there, there was an old lady, maybe in 50s, 60s, and she's explaining everything. She said, I was just cooking. She just came and explained everything, gave the prasada, went back. Clothes are hanging. It's very home-like. So not 5,000 temples, many temples. Entry into the dham, therefore, brings with it all the other 4 items free. Like Sibaka toothpaste ke saath, ek brush free. Entry into dham, that's why it is stressed that at least once in a year, if possible, as they say, behind every hard-working Indian, there is a heart-wrenching visa struggle. Isn't that correct? Unless you get green card. That may not remain too green, who knows in the future. But we are not after the green card of GC, but the Goloko card GC. So, yellow card. So here is the dham. Some acharyas also say that the view should change as we approach Dham, and that was Mahaprabhu's vision. He was, of course, he is Krishna, so he's seeing everybody thinking like how he was enjoying pastime as Krishna. All the cows are circling around him. And our acharyas also say, Yatra pravishto sakalopi jantu. Yatra pravishto sakalopi jantu. All the living beings. What happens to them? Sarvam padartho piyabudaira drishya. All the padarth, something happens to them. The abudha, the fools, as he's saying, cannot see. What they cannot see? The transformation of this jantu into what? Swananda Satchit Ghanatamupayati. They become Satchit Ghana. Satchidanand Ghana means they are spiritual. Now imagine, right? We are all going. As soon as we enter, I look at you and say, Prabhu, looks like you're Satchidanand Ghana. It's not looks like. Acharya is saying it gets transformed. But the vision is not there. That's why one of the saint, when he would see monkeys in Vrindavan, which now a lot, at least 40,000 in the town of Vrindavan, and they have becoming menacing. They have Chaturbhuj, so they can hold one fruity in this hand and they take the specs. And that's why I have to use this contraption. So they take one fruity in their one paduka and another here, and the second paduka is holding the specs. So they have become menacing, but saints see them and say, Om Hanumate Namaha. Then they will see the local sanitation department, the pigs. Yeah, they are the local sanitation department. And then what they will say? Om Varayaya Namaha. That's the view. He's saying, Tadeva Vrindavanamashrayantu. I am taking shelter of that Vrindavan where everybody enters and becomes a special personality. I went to Yavat this time. And Yavat has this Radha Kantaju temple. And as when we entered, there were like 5 small girls sitting and just hanging out. So I just sat with them. And I was asking, Aapka kya naam hai? Aapka kya naam hai? Because in Vrindavan it is said, if you see one girl, it's Radha. You have to have that bhav. 3, Radha with Lalita Vishakha. Now 5 मिल गई मुझे. तो मैं सोचा था राधा होगी, ललिता विशाखा होगी, चित्रा होगी, तुम चंपक लता. So anyway, we were all joking and fooling around. I was asking them modern things. Do you study? I said, yeah, we study, but every evening we come and do kirtan. Then they were calling somebody. Arey Baba ji aayo hai, isko darshan leno hai. So then somebody just came up to in front and handed me a glass of Coke. You are our guest. I said, so the girl said, हाँ पी लो, drink it. I said, भोग लगता है क्या इसका? नहीं नहीं, you are our guest of Radha Krishna, take Coke. There is no camera here. It's coming directly from Radha Krishna. So I just took a. Just कहते हैं ना चरणामृत, you drink, you don't break the fast, and you have to break the fast also. So heavy or नहीं भी. So I just drank, but I was meditating that love of Yavat Vasis and Bibi Govind Maharaj, Indudumna Maharaj, and Shivram Maharaj. They go there so often, and they describe in their videos how Yavat, which is Sasural of Radharani, how people there want to just serve. Just serve. You are hungry, they'll moti tikkad. You know, they call it tikkad, thick roti with makhan. वो नहीं है मेनू में आज. Thick tikkad, or maybe it is there. Tikkad, makhan और टैटी का अचार. What is this टैटी? It's I think South India called gonguru something, right? Gongura. But in South India, it is like peak spicy. From every pore, धुआं is coming. But Braj में थोड़ा इतना नहीं होता. Even in Bhandir when you go, they will give you achar and the love. Special people. And it is also special because of saints. Mahaprabhu, that's why told whom? Jagadanand Pandit, that when you are going to Vrindavan, associate with Sanatan Goswami. Don't just go here and there everywhere. And that's a big challenge for those who reside in Vrindavan. If they don't have a niyama means a discipline, it's useless. One cannot be tourist every time in Vrindavan. Niyama, a discipline. And that's actually true in our lives also as spiritualists everywhere. Niyama, what's the discipline? We do hit and try and many, several things. Sometimes nectar shopping, they call it. But then after a while, it should boil down to a niyama, a discipline. That's the ruchi state. Ruchi means attraction to the bhajan, devotional service. Asakti means attraction to the bhajaniya, Krishna. But attraction towards bhajaniya is preceded by attraction to bhajan. It was said that if in old Vrindavan you will do parikrama with all the white clothes, you will come out matmela. You know matmela? If you wash a white cloth 20 times in a dirty pond, it becomes matmela. It's like the uh, it's like इसको 2 बार धोने पे हो जाएगा. Matmela. So you walk around Vrindavan, it will become matmela. Why? Because at that time there was so much braj raj. The parikrama idea was to go here and there. How Mahaprabhu would have done. Or after Mahaprabhu. You do parikrama, you visit all the temples. So parikrama was like, it was called Chakravedi parikrama. But now after some great politicians, they've created this, what is now called the ring road, which is that paved path. This is perverted reflection of parikrama road. And Yamuna has been pushed away. In fact, a lot of illegal constructions have been happened there. So much so last year, when flood came, people there couldn't stay and they had to stay in hotels. So Vrindavan has changed. Now there is like Domino's Pizza maybe or Pizza Hut is there. At least one shop I know, it's called Chaat Ka Chaska. And there is a chaat called BTech Chaat there. I'm not joking. Yes, it is there. Behind ISKCON in something called Radharani Palace. There's a whole mall called Radharani Palace. Amazing name for the mall, right? Just like in Govardhan, there is a residential quarters called Radha Golf. Just like we have Venkateshwara Pepsi in South India. There are shops like that. Go to Jagannath Puri. Every shop will have Jagannath something, Jagannath that. Krishna is merciful. Okay, at least use my name. So in the earlier times, things were different. Bhrata tishta tishta, bhata tishta tale tale vitapinam. Sleep under different tree. Now it has changed. Now there are hotels and things like that. That's why we discussed about yearning of Vrindavan before going to Vrindavan, because that yearning will shield us from not getting affected. So Mahaprabhu has come and he left. He inspired his disciples, 6 Goswamis, when Bhaum Vrindavan 2.0 created. Fast forward 400 years, 500 years, in 2024 we are there. Now where do we find Gauranga in Vrindavan? That's a question. That's our talk. That's what we are discussing. Before that, a question comes, who has monopoly over going back home, back to Godhead? Only ISKCON? Only maybe our Bhakti Vriksha? Or maybe only Vaishnavism? Krishna can bypass any boundaries, isn't it? Stanford, MIT, Berkeley, and Purdue. Why did I say Purdue? Because he's going to Purdue. So take these 4. Hey, CMU also is good, huh? I'm not saying anything. Some universities have a good track record, right? They have a parampara system, genealogy, all the way going to Paul Erdos. So anyway, there's a parampara system. And it's a check and balance, but that does not mean anybody studying outside of this has no education, correct? So similarly, indeed, there are Vaishnav Sampradayas, but then Krishna can bypass anything. There was this true story. A lady in Delhi used to worship. We have Laddu Gopal? Yes, we have Laddu Gopal. Some say, what is there in the hand? Mukund Datta Prabhu will relate. He would relate. He went to a shop because he has Laddu Gopal. He asked, "What's there in the hand?" You remember that? He always narrates this. Makhan? Nahi, puri dharti. So Laddu Gopal was there and it fell down. Sometimes happens, right? One saint says, गिर गए तो गिर गए, अब क्या करें? उठा लो. फिसल जाते हैं. Sometimes he is also a person, he is also naughty. So she got a shock of her life. Bring the doctor. He's my Lala. He needs to get some treatment. And the son is saying, screw dhila. Something has happened. But then he has to agree. So he said to doctor, you please come bring whatever instruments is needed. Just appease her. So doctor also was the same league. He said, yeah, it's a fun thing anyway. Let's go. So he comes and he acts to lift the stethoscope to the heart of Laddu Gopal and he hears heartbeat. Bola, I don't know about you. I am taking sannyas and going to Vrindavan. He literally, this was a amazing moment. I mean, just imagine you can try that. Maybe you will also hear. You hear the heartbeat. So things can happen. Now, was she initiated? We don't even know. Maybe some ordinary lady. So can't Krishna bypass? What's a sampradaya? Sampradaya is something where you show that the teacher was a good student. He was also a good student. And student teachers got a thing reaches to Krishna, right? Here Krishna directly came. He started the sampradaya. Krishna can bypass. There are so many other sampradayas like Shukha Sampradaya from Shukdev Goswami. Lalit Sampradaya. Now Shuk Sampradaya perhaps doesn't fit in the fourth thing. But who was Shukdev Goswami? We can trace till Krishna, isn't it? In fact, even Shankaracharya lineage can be traced to Krishna. Bottom line, there is no monopoly. Why I am discussing all this? Because my next question is, who has monopoly over Gauranga Mahaprabhu? We want to find him today in Vrindavan. Do we only have monopoly over him? Well, we got special directions and mercy from Mahaprabhu because all his entire idea of his heart was encapsulated by whom? Rupa Sanatan, and they gave us. So it's like full main course we are getting. 16 item, 56 item main course. But that doesn't mean Mahaprabhu cannot catch somebody outside, isn't it? Or Vrindavan cannot catch somebody outside. Many of here are from Andhra Pradesh, right? So before going to Mahaprabhu, I'll tell you a story of Andhra Ashram in Vrindavan. There is an Andhra Ashram there. Vrindavan reveals by showing off that curtain, but Vrindavan can catch somebody from Guntur and bring into Andhra Pradesh, into Vrindavan also. There was this district education officer. He used to worship Durga. Durga revealed Radharani mantra. He started chanting Radharani mantra. Radharani came to him 3 years before retirement. Baba, what are you doing here? Nobody understands me here. Everybody, Lakshmi, right? Bhudevi, Sri Devi. You go to Vrindavan. He came to Vrindavan, retired, early retirement. And he must have been 59 years of age, assuming 62 is the retirement age. He lived till 102 years. His name is Radhika Prasad ji. And he became so gung-ho about Radharani worship, he would say, I'll go to South India and establish Radharani temples. Let's go. When he came to Vrindavan, along with him a 15-year-old girl also came, who never married. She's still alive. We know her. We call her Radha Amma. She sings beautiful Telugu songs of Radharani. Wish I could understand. I sang for her some Braj songs. Then she got in the mood. She sang Telugu songs. So how did it happen that Radharani caught somebody? Come. Radharani caught somebody in Guntur, brought that person in Vrindavan. Similarly, Mahaprabhu can also do it. One of the devotee of Mahaprabhu went to Jaipur. His name is Saras Madhuri Sharan. He was a vakil. Vakil is liar? No, lawyer. Surbhi should not hear it. So, lawyer. And he would do his daily duties. And in the night, I don't know which curtains got opened. He would just see some Leela and write the poems. Then one fine day, and in a particular duration, he started writing Badhai Geet. You know Badhai Geet? We sing that. These are sung after the appearance of a Vishnu avatar. Like we sing on Nandotsav. What do we sing? Nand ke gar anand bhayo jai kanaiya lal ki hati dine ghode dine aur dine pal ki. So he started singing Badhai Geet, writing Badhai Geet, not this one, for everybody, for all acharyas, for different avatars, but he forgot to write for one. Who is that person? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in the dream and said, why did you leave me? You should write Badhai Geet for me. And he composed then Badhai Geet, which are now sung in Vrindavan, in Braj, the next day after Gaur Purnima. What's that Utsav? Jagannath Mishra Utsav. See, Mahaprabhu caught him. Then we already heard about how Mahaprabhu caught, even after he left this earthly planet, Mirabai. Sham Kishore Bhayo Nav Gaura. Sham Kishore Bhayo Nav Gaura. Chaitanya Jako Naam. Chaitanya Jako Naam. So Mirabai came to Vrindavan. She met Jiva Goswami, they say, but he got just possessed by the whole idea of Gaurang Mahaprabhu, and she wrote this song. Ab to Hari Naam Law Lagi. Ab to, now, Hari Naam Law means flame. To whom? This person who was stealing butter, but now he's stealing everybody's desires to enjoy materially. That's what he did with Jagai Madhai, right? Earlier he did bloodless surgery to Shishupal and other people. Bloodless. Some were with blood also. But then he did to Jagai Madhai what? He just cleansed their hearts. So Mahaprabhu did in this way to Mirabai. Then he did it to Saras Madhuri Sharan. And then even very recently, a saint came from Vrindavan from Punjab area. His name was Hari Baba, Advaitin. But he discovered Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Vrindavan. Because Vrindavan has been the fort of Gaudiyas. Everywhere you will see Bengali sadhus. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. It's been a fort for the Gaudiyas. Pushti Margis have been given places in Gokul and Jatipura and Mathura. But so nobody can miss meeting or feeling about Mahaprabhu. So he came and he became mad after Kirtan. So much so, standing 24 hours he would do Kirtan. गर्दन ऐसे लटक गया. नामधारी घंटाधारी बोलते थे. मतलब he would take name playing this bong bong. In his village where he came from near in Uttar Pradesh, there was a flooding issue of Ganges river. So they wanted to build a dam. So he called everybody, all the villagers, let's build the dam. Only on one condition, nobody would stop chanting. So everybody is making the dam, all those bricks and things, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That dam is still standing. People go there. It's a miracle of holy name. Now here's this Advaitin. He found Mahaprabhu. He became mad after chanting. And even now, if you go to Davanal Kund, you know Davanal Kund is a place in Vrindavan where Krishna swallowed the forest fire, Davanal. Near that, there is a Hari Baba ashram. And there 24 hours Kirtan is happening. And who do you see? Gaur Nitai in an ashram of an impersonalist. Amazing. Because nobody remains an impersonalist when they come to Vrindavan. Radharani just takes them into the fold. And her Mahaprabhu took. After all, who is Mahaprabhu? Radha Bhavadyuti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. So today we see Mahaprabhu in the hearts of these devotees. Of course, beginning with ISKCON devotees, Gaudiya devotees, but also anybody and everybody. Any ashram has to do a function, they will call some Bengali Mahatmas to do Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we see Mahaprabhu today in Vrindavan in Kirtan, in the hearts of devotees from any background. And we also see Mahaprabhu in the form of his deities. Of course, we have Krishna Balram temple, beautiful Gaur Nitai. We go to Radha Madan Mohan temple. We have Nitai like this, Mahaprabhu like this. Nobody tops me. Mahaprabhu, Nitai is generally in this form in Vrindavan. And in Mayapur, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in this form. What does this mean? It Vaisheshika Prabhu means gale lag ja. Come, dance towards me. We used to dance in the old temple and Maharaj would give that interpretation. Or double mercy. Or this was the meaning given to me by a Radharaman Goswami when he saw our Mahameshwar Mahaprabhu. He said, oh, he's begging for alms for Haridas Thakur. Isn't it? For Haridas Thakur, Mahaprabhu went that I have to feed the Vaishnavas. Give me alms. Give me alms. So Mahaprabhu like this is in Mayapur, but Nityanand is like this in Vrindavan. So the Gaur Nitai deities. Then you go to Imlitala. We went there in the second lecture or the first lecture where we have Gaur Nityananda. But there are also some very special deities of Gaur Nitai in Vrindavan. It's like actually whole our life can revolve around pastimes of Lord and the places, isn't it? Deities. Even if we limit ourselves to ISKCON deities also, right? There is this Radha Columbus, Radha Natbara, right? I mean, how they are dancing, right? Or you see the chubby Raja Kala Chanji, khate pite ghar ke. Some devotees were saying in COVID, some of the temple, ISKCON temple deities couldn't get fed properly. तो कपड़े ढीले हो गए. Some of the pujaris experienced it. So these are our pastime. These are actually our pastime or time pass to be immersed in the pastimes. And that is possible in Vrindavan. That's what Mahaprabhu came to give. When he came to Vrindavan, he was also immersed in the pastimes. And he did further pastime through his deity forms. One of the deity is Pishima's Gaur Nitai. Sanatan Goswami would stay in Dwadasa Aditya Til near that area. And Gopishwar Mahadev is in Gopinath Bazar. Earlier it used to be Gopinath Bagh. Bagh means where you grow flowers. But it became Bazar. Now you don't get flowers, you get rabdi. You get samosas and things like that. So Gopishwar said, I will come halfway. So he came to a location, it's called Bankhandi. Bankhandi Mahadev is there. In front of Bankhandi Mahadev, there is this quaint temple called Pishima's Gaur Nitai. These Gaur Nitais are considered to be the oldest one, carved during the time of Mahaprabhu, worshipped by Murari Gupta. And the worship was going on, but after the generations of Murari Gupta left, things got covered. Prakat aprakat, it works there too. After a while, somebody unearthed and they found these deities, and in their feet it was written Das Murari Gupta. Means the deities of the Murari Gupta. So from Orissa, one person came, Balram Dasji, and he was taking care of it. There was a very young lady who was very wealthy, very young at that time, and she came to that place called Rayapur in Bengal to take care of her family properties. But when she saw these Gaurnitai, she said, I want to make payasam for them. Payasam, which is sweet kheer, want to make, didn't make it. Gaurnitai come in the dream. Ma, we want payas. So she cooked. And then she was leaving the other day. In the dream, another time they came and caught hold the edge of her sari. Ma, don't go. We won't be able to live without. And she's tugging them. Chodo. And it says, sari phat gayi. So next day, they go. She describes the whole pastime or dream to Balram Das because Balram Das had initiated her already. Why? Because it was a rule that time you cannot cook without initiation. So he said, oh, that's a very weird dream. And then they go in the altar and find Gauranga's hand has that sari's chore. They said, nothing doing. I'm leaving everything. I'm staying here. But she was 20 years of age. So gossip started. Gaurang Mahaprabhu appeared in the dream. क्या सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग, as they say. But अब लोग तो बहुत कह रहे हैं, people are saying, so take us to Vrindavan. So they both put the deities in a boat, went to Vrindavan and came to this place called Vankhandi. It's still there. You get nice fruits also there. And if you want, they're called Go Raksha shoes, the shoes without leather, that's a place there. See, this is a small town. So एक का ही monopoly रहता है. Stationery, only one shop. You don't have like big things. Stationery, Baldev stationery, हाँ, only that will work. Goraksha shoes. So Bankhandi Mahadev, they came in front of Bankhandi Mahadev, established the deities, but then the deities started their naughty nature. Amma, Ma, we want shoes. Why do you want shoes? You don't go out only. So one day she is chanting and jhula rahi hai. First they were small, little small. She is swinging them. And sometimes you doze off. Many times we doze off while chanting and doing things. So she felt as though some people are coming towards her. Looks like Gaurnitai are walking. Wait, don't go. And she sleeps. They go. And a wealthy lady had come and she was sleeping. They come and wake her up. Tum sone aayi ho Vrindavan mein? Have you come to Vrindavan to sleep? Get up. She's terrified. Who are you? We are Pishima's sons. Pishima's son? She's not married. What do you want? Look at our feet. It's raining and it's muddy. We need shoes. Silver shoes. Then they leave. This is a true story. They leave and enter in the altar. That lady comes. This dream has happened. Both start crying. That's the thing. Tushyanti cha, ramanti cha. And if such an episode happens, I mean, what else will you do? Even before they were so naughty that once Pishima was serving them and she got, the monthly issues of ladies and she couldn't cook. So she started crying. Gaurnitai said, Ayyo, you are our mother. You just cook and feed us. Nothing will happen. Don't treat us like deities. She cooked and problem was gone forever. Then Gaurnitai showed her once. Our feet look nice, but we don't have ankle bells. So, why do you want that? I'm a poor lady. Go find out for yourself. So when another Bengali lady had come, they went to her whole whatever area, just told two ankle bells and came back. Finally, she became very old, but she was concerned who would take care of them. Once they asked her when she was getting old and she was worried, take us on Braj Mandal Parikrama. So they took the whole palki and took them to the Braj Mandal Parikrama. And this must be before the British rule ended. So some British soldiers came drunk. No worries. Drunk. Where the word drunk came. They came drunk. Show us what's there in the palki. No, it's our deities. No, we want to see. No, we want to see. So they said, they opened And Yadadvetam Brahmopanishadi Tadapyasya Tanubha. The Brahman is the bodily effulgence of the Lord. Chaka Chond, होता है रिन की सफेदी. Chaka Chond, they said. They left. So she felt now they have grown up. They can take care of themselves. Gopishwar Goswami came to help her. He was a pujari. And now she is taking rest. But sometimes pujaris treat Thakurjis in their own way. I bathe in a cold water, right? Let me also bathe them in cold water. I mean, छोटे से नन्हे से ठाकुर हैं, थोड़ा गर्म करके पानी. In Radharaman, they warm their hands and then touch the deities in the cold. Some people asked, Prabhu, how should we know that now we should have Thakurji wear warm clothes? Atmavat. You are feeling the need of wearing the warm clothes? Maybe it's a time to take their rajai and woolens also. So, but Gopeshwar Goswami was like little bit tending towards reading and deity worship. ठीक है, कहाँ फंस गया? So he was cold water. So they came in the dream. Ma, we are getting cold. And she came, and what happens when we have cold, right? For us, it is yak. But for him, it was fragrant phlegm coming from the nose. And she said, Dekho. And Gopeshwar Goswami said, oh, come on. You're bewildering me. No. Okay, Gauranga sneeze. Chachu. So Dandvat Pranam. These are very naughty deities. If you go and see them, big eyes, and their hands are like, Gaurang Mahaprabhu's hand is like this, which is like Ram's mudra, right? Arrow and bow. And Nitai's hand is like this, Gyan mudra. And Nitai is little taller. But you can, anybody I have taken there, they're like, oh, they have penetrating eyes. And they have a picture nearby to the altar in which Gaurang Mahaprabhu, as a young boy, is royally urinating in the thali of Murari Gupta. In the childhood, he would come and trouble Murari Gupta. Murari Gupta, give your prasadam. No, no, no. You're not giving? And that picture is there. And we are celebrating. We are celebrating the urination of Gaurang Mahaprabhu. His fragrant phlegm, we must be crazy. But that's how. For Gaurang Mahaprabhu, there is no difference with the body and the Atma, right? It's one and the same thing. So then Gopeshwar Goswami had a Sakhya Bhav. She had a Vatsalya Bhav. So they were little chota. So one day she asked them, he said, I am not able to worship. I want, in Sakhya, you cannot have Sakhya with a little, you want like same height and things like that. So she touched the chin of Gaurang Mahaprabhu and Nitai, bade ho jao. Bade ho gaye. Now they are very tall. 500 years old deity, oldest. Gaurang Mahaprabhu in Vrindavan. You walk further to the Gopinath Bazaar and you'll see 7 feet tall deity of Mahaprabhu called Amiya Mahaprabhu. Amiya means pleasing, dear. How did it come there? Sarvabhaum Madhusudan Goswami is a Radharaman Goswami, was a Radharaman Goswami. He would inspire everybody, spread the glories of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So much so he caught hold of Shishir Ghosh, who was the editor or whatever, founder of Amrit Bazar Patrika in Kolkata. That's like the New York Times of that time. He was contemporary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He told Shishir Ghosh, write about Mahaprabhu. So he wrote Amiya Gaurang Charit or Lord Gauranga in English. Even many people read that and know about Gauranga. It's very popular in West. And he inspired somebody called Duggal to write in Urdu about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Charit. So he inspired people and had this 7-foot tall Mahaprabhu carved. Placed him in Navadvip, worshipped by his disciple Radha Govind Goswami. But he left his body. The deity came from Navadvip to Kolkata in Bagh Bazaar. Radha Govind Goswami was serving. And after Sarvabhauma Madhusudan Goswami, Krishna Chaitanya Goswami became the Radharaman Acharya. So now he's worried. Radha Govind Goswami there is getting old. How will it be taken care? Sometimes we also have that, but don't worry. Sometimes saints worry about what will happen to our deities and books. Oh, they brought in, they will take care. We won't be here. We would be perhaps with Krishna. Doing what? Observing what Krishna does daily. He goes out to play, right? खेलत हरि निक से ब्रज खोरी खेलत हरि निक से ब्रज खोरी khor. That day I was seeing, keep playing. That day I was seeing on the Zoom call in ISV temple, there was somebody called Sankhari Khor Dasi, right? Khor. I hope she's not here. But even if there, such a beautiful name. Khor means gully. Khelat, khelne ke liye, to play, Hari has come out in Braj ki khori. And what is he wearing? Whenever I feel about this verse, this seems like ISV. कटि कछनी पीतांबर बांधे कटि कछनी पीतांबर बांधे हाथ लिए भौरा चकडोरी हाथ लिए भौरा चकडोरी कटी कछनी कटी कमर Kachni is a, dhoti till knee length. Our Madan Mohan really wears this very nicely, isn't it? Not all the temples I have seen it. But I don't know who is the Adyacharya of this. But he wears that dhotis up till the knee. That's called Kachni. Because mother is worried, he's always playing around here and there. He would soil it, so she makes sure it's a short dhoti. And the beauty of Krishna's calves, they call it, right? It just mesmerizes people. And what he's holding? Dori to tame the cows and some chakri. What is the chakri? Like kids play. We in our childhood we used to have that lattu. Go and get. Drrr. So Krishna goes everywhere. Drrr, drrr. And then he would capture some animal, open his mouth. This comes in Bhagavatam. He'd start doing what? Counting the teeth. Mathematics, Adyacharya. He would play. This is his Sakhya Bhav. What else he is doing? मोर मुकुट कुंडल श्रवणन वर मोर मुकुट कुंडल श्रवणन वर वसन दमक दामिनी छवि छोरी वसन दमक दामिनी छवि छोरी Vasan is Pitambar, lightning Pitambar. And his body is like dark monsoon cloud. So it's like cloud and a lightning. गए श्याम रवि तनया के तट गए श्याम रवि तनया के तट अंग लसती चंदन की खोरी अंग लसती चंदन की खोरी. Who is Ravi Tanaya? Yamuna ke tat. He's going to Yamuna ke tat and he's putting chandan. We may put chandan like this, but Thakur ji, jahan jagah hai, wherever there is a space, paste it. Idhar, udhar, idhar. Now comes the Madhurya Ras. So this song has both Sakhya and Madhurya. He is happily going, but suddenly he sees whom? औचक ही देखी तहाँ राधा औचक ही देखी तहाँ राधा नैन विशाल भाल दिए रोरी नैन विशाल भाल दिए रो. औचक means अचानक he sees Shri Radha. And Krishna, for him, is Radha, and for Radha, it's Krishna. Krishna, Premamai Radha Radha Premamayo Hari. Jiva Goswami writes, Jugalastakam, Vrindavaneshwari Radha Radha Krishna Vrindavaneshwaro Hari. Why? Jivane Nidhane Nityam Radha Krishno Gatir Mamaha. So Radha is Ochak. Suddenly he sees Radha Rani. And then it describes the beauty of Radha Rani. They have described the beauty of Krishna. Kati kachni pitambar bandhe. What is she wearing? नील वसन भरिया कटी पहरे नील वसन कटिया कटी पहरे पीठी रुलती भेनी झक जोरी पीठी रुलती बेनी झक झोरी बेनी मीन्स चोटी. Her choti is not behind. We can see that in Radha Madan Mohan also. It comes in the front. Beni Jhakjori and blue cloth. सूर श्याम देखत ही रीझे सूर श्याम देखत ही रीझे नैन नयन मिली पीरिठ गोरी नैन नयन मिली पीरिठ गोरी खेलन हरि निकसे ब्रज घोरी खेलन निकसे हरि ब्रज घोरी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. Like in the material world, we also get affected by desires and something happens. They say the 10 effects of Cupid are as follows. First is Chakshu Ragah Prathamam. First the rag enters through eyes. That's why in spiritual life it is said, protect the eyes. Strengthen the ears much more and protect the eyes. Then what happens? Intense attachment. Chitta sangas tato. Second step. Intense attachment. Dhyayato vishayan pumsah. Then what happens? We already discussed. Sankalpa. Sankalpah. Then mujhe neend na aaye. Yeah, it's written. This is the verse by when Krishna entered Mathura, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes the 10 effects of Cupid. Fourth is Nidra Chedas, Neend na aaye. Then what happens? Tanuta, khana khana band, bhook bhi na lage. So the body becomes Krishna, Tanuta. Disinterest in external things. That also happened. Poets have written about it. What it is called? Vishaya Nivriti. Then shamelessness. Trapanashaha. All the cultural, spiritual, habitual, theological, philosophical barriers. Romeo and Juliet. Isn't it? Or Heer and Ranjha. Veer Zara. Then madness. Unmad. Then Murcha. Finally, Mrityu. Actually, these are sort of perverted reflections. How in spiritual world also, devotees, when they see Krishna, isn't it? They also stop eating. What happened to that lady who said, devotee, if you see the tip of the sari of Radharani 7 days, murcha. You will not feel like eating anything. Auchak hi dekhi yahan Radha. So when he saw Radha, he also felt, ayyo, this is, he didn't say ayyo. Hey Radhe, hey Radhe. And when Radha sees Krishna, hey Sham, Sham, Shama. So that's what devotees are preoccupied. But they are worried also. What after their lives would happen to deities? So who was worried? Radha Govind Goswami. He kept writing letters to Krishna Chaitanya Goswami. Please take him to Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu is coming in the dream. Take me to Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu really likes to go to Vrindavan. That's the reason we are discussing all this. Finally, Radha Govind Goswami leaves the body. Police seals the temple in Bagh Bazaar. Why does he do like this? Bako hridaya hai tako. His heart is crooked. We can really not know. Sometimes we feel, right? Krishna, please at least show, right? What are the next steps? Bujho to jane. You figure it out. Because then love, otherwise love will be what, like, like corporate progress. So, temple closed. Afterwards, the police got some idea, maybe inspired by Paramatma. And he came and he said, let's open the temple. And he found all the letters. He said, no, these are addressed to Krishna Chaitanya Goswami. He called Krishna Chaitanya Goswami. You have the duty. Your father made this duty. Take him to Vrindavan. Ana pada. The deities came perhaps around 1936 or something. And they found their place. This is again weird. We into Radha Raman temple, right? As we enter the door of the Radha Raman, just in front there is a chabutra where some kathas happen. Some lot of monkeys also sit. The deity was standing on that chabutra with a little tent. Now finally, after some years, the deities have moved to this place in Gopinath Bazar. Amiya Mahaprabhu, 7 feet tall. You cannot miss him from the road. And the beauty is that on Sannyas Jayanti of Mahaprabhu, which lies on the Makar Sankranti, some utsav happens, and on Haridas Thakur's disappearance day, he is dressed as sannyasi, begging alms for Mahaprabhu, for Haridas Thakur. Even Mahaprabhu not only comes to Vrindavan, Vishnu Priya also comes to Vrindavan. One Radharaman Goswami, he would have a simple syndicate bank job. And he goes to Navdvip and he finds a saint crying, crying, crying. He said, why are you crying? You took Mahaprabhu. Vishnu Priya is left here crying. Please take Vishnu Priya also to Vrindavan. So they carve the only deity of Vishnu Priya. And she comes on the Gaur Purnima, the year of 500th anniversary of Mahaprabhu's arrival in Vrindavan, 2015 AD. Now if you go to Radharaman and do the parikrama, in the parikrama there is a Vishnu Priya temple. Mahaprabhu is like this and Vishnu Priya is sitting like this. The only deity of Vishnu Priya we can find in Vrindavan. And next to this temple, Radharaman temple, you find the last of our discussion today, another interesting deity of Mahaprabhu, which came maybe 200 years ago, carved by somebody called Gallu Goswami, Galluji. He was a Radharaman Goswami, but family didn't have money. So he had to go to his Farrukhabad, there's a place in Uttar Pradesh, to do some katha and get some Lakshmi so that he could remove the debt of his father. He came to Vrindavan and he wrote many, many songs of Radharaman Arti. He established this deity of Shadbhuj Gauranga Mahaprabhu. With Ram like this, Gauranga like this, no, Ram like this, Gauranga holding a kamandalu and the danda, and Krishna, Basuri. Very tall deity. Galluji became such a Braj Bhasha exponent that he would not say any English words in his katha. Somebody, when he was doing katha, word banduk came. You know how he translated it? Like suppose we have to say donkey in Sanskrit, we'll say Vaishakhanandan. You know why? Because in Vaishak, he's very happy. Vaishak, there is no grass. But he thinks he has eaten a lot of grass. So he looks beyond, "Oye, khoob khali? Kuchu nahi khai hai. There is no grass." So he's happy in Vaishak. Hence he's called Vaishak Nandan. So he's quite sturdy and stout in Vaishak. Other seasons where there's a lot of grass, he's thin. That's why he's called donkey. So when this banduk word came, he said, Lohana lika mein श्याम चूर्ण प्रवेश करके अग्नि जो दीनी तो भड़ाम शब्द भयो, वो बंदूक है। लोह नालिका में, इन आयरन, कैसे ट्रांसलेट करें, इन द आयरन नाली you put a barud which is श्याम चूर्ण, you put agni, the bhadam shabd hoga, that is banduk. He was such an exponent of Braj Bhasha. In this way, he established the Shadbhuj Gauranga deity. This is how we are finding Gaurang Mahaprabhu now in Vrindavan. First we found him in Krishna Leela, then in the yearning for Vrindavan, then we found him in Vrindavan, and today we find him in the hearts of either Gaudiyas or non-Gaudiyas, or we find him in deities. But the credit goes to whom to have changed this landscape? Srila Prabhupada, right? Srila Prabhupada went to Atlanta, where there are Gaurnitai deities, the Panihati, new Panihati Dham. His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj goes there regularly. And there Prabhupada, seeing the deities of Gaurnitai, Parama Karuna Bahudui Jana, he started weeping. Other places, he would not show his ecstatic symptoms. Other places, he would just go off. But here, Shrutakirti Prabhu says that we can visibly see the ecstasy. So he created this revolution of happy dolls and then Gaurnitai deities, isn't it? So if Prabhupada was not there, we would not have access. We began this whole series with the CBSE curriculum. Remember that in CBSE, some people might have seen Bhakti movement, Kabir, Meera, 10th grade perhaps, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have been just limited to that understanding. But Prabhupada gave the understanding that he is Krishna Swarup. So, Jadi Prabhupada na hoito, tabe ki hoito, ke mana dharite de. Jadi Prabhupada na hoito, tabe ki hoito, जीवन बहिते किसे निताई गौरेरा अपार करुणा निताई गौरेरा अपार करुणा के दीत सकल देशे के दीत सकल देशे. Keep playing. So who would give to Shakal Desh, all the worlds, the apar karuna of Nitai Gaur, correct? Even in Vrindavan, there are many devotees saying, and their homes have Gaur Nitai deities. Gaur is there in Vrindavan, thanks to Srila Prabhupada. What else he did? पाश्चात्य रजता पापी दुराचारी शून्यवादी मायावादी पाश्चात्य रजत पापी दुराचारी शून्यवादी मायावादी तादेर उद्धार करिवारे मन तादेर उद्धार करिवारे मन हेन कौन दयानिधि हेन कौन दयानिधि. Which other compassionate person would have endeavored to deliver the miscreants, sinful, impersonalistic and voidistic people in the West? Actually, it's not to them, it's to us. Miscreants, voidistic, impersonalistic, and sinful, isn't it? Prabhupada showed Gaur Nitai. तादेर निकटे कुंजनाशी बिलाइत हरिना तादेर निकटे कुंजनाशी बिलाइत हरिना सभ्य जीव रूपे गढ़िते तादेर सभ्य जीव रूपे गढ़िते ताजेरा के होइते aguya के होइते aguya. Who else would have come to distribute Harinam to them? Who else would have come forward to transform them into civilized beings? Work in progress. देशे देशे हरि विग्रह सेवा आरती रात्रि दिने देशे देशे हरि विग्रह सेवा आरती रात्रि दिने. Now, yesterday was the Sunday feast about preparations for रथ यात्रादि महोत्सव शब रथ यात्रादि महोत्सव शब शिखाइत कौन जने शिखाइत कौन जने ता कौन जने. Who will teach? Who would have taught Rath Yatra? At one time in Delhi on 7th July, maybe 17 Rath Yatras would have been happening. 17 temples at least. Then Prabhupada, Gita Bhagavata Chaitanya Charita Premamrita Rasa Sa together. Katana Sundara Sarala Koriya Ke Bhujahita. Who would have simplified the Bhagavatam that anybody can start reading, isn't it? If you go to Bhagavatam, read Sandarbhas, go back, you will feel Prabhupada's translations and purports are Prabhupada's translations and purports. Let me repeat. Prabhupada's translations and purports are both translations and purports. Because in translations also sometimes Prabhupada writes his commentary. Because ye itne time crunch hoga, they might not even read purport. They might read only translation. So let me, we say, where the rubber meets the road. कत कष्ट सही प्रीता मने रही केवादित हरि नाम के दीत मोदेर पुरी वृंदावन मायापुर मत धाम परम मंगल श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभुर शिक्षा दान आचारे प्रचारे सदा आमदेरे के करिते नियोजन. Who would have instituted this achar and prachar? Prabhupada. I mean, we never thought, right? There were people who said they had trouble standing, sitting on a stage and speaking. And now they have become like, bring 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, doesn't matter. Prabhupada did. Then, Prema Kalpa Taru Netai Gaurera Kripa Kanala Bhivare निरवधि जय पताक हृदय तुम्हारे शरण कोरे. Jay Patak Swami Maharaj is saying that I want that karn of kripa. I bow down to you. Tomara sharana kore. So it's Prabhupada who has revealed to us that Gauranga was in Vrindavan, is in Vrindavan, will remain in Vrindavan. But our access point is through our beloved Acharya, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We can take, I went till 9, but because we started around 7:20, so I guess it's okay.
I wish we could go
Anyway, it's
on.
done now.
No, I wish we could go on,
Hare
Prabhuji. This
Krishna. No.
nectar. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Questions, reflections, suggestions, feedback, anything you want to share? Please, something which stuck with you. Yes, Shrikar Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. For those wanting to, first of all, amazing lecture, so beautiful. Vrindavan Katha is like, especially hearing from like exalted devotees such as yourself is especially so nectarian and just like so sweet. What can we do to, what would you say is the biggest thing we can do to prepare to go to Vrindavan Dham? And what would you say are the most important things to do while being in Vrindavan Dham, especially in a limited amount of time?
Naam will show the dham. Just don't grab Naam like your pran. The name will show the dham. And yatra pravishto sakalopi jantu swanand ghanatam upaiti. Right? We quoted that Vrindavan Mahimamrit Shlok. Observe everybody as a special being in Vrindavan. I think that Prabhupada would get sad when devotees would haggle with the... Because Braj mein gari chale hai. बोलनते हेला वचननते गारी करील कुंज कूप जल खारी बातन बातन पे वाकू बहुत गाली मारे हैं मतलब दे मतलब their tone is very interesting, right? So sometimes people can get agitated. ब्रजवासी जैसे मुंह से बड़ो कहू ना है मेरे से बड़ो कृष्णा भी नहीं है ब्रजवासी सबसे बड़ो सो कृष्णा वृंदावन वासी और वृंदावन वासी से बड़ा ब्रजवासी they have this saying. So sometimes, and it's natural, right? Businesses are going on, things are going on, we might get tripped. So yatra pravishto sakalo pijantu, like that. So seeing everyone as special, and then Vrindavan starts doing magic. Yeah, and take care of your specs in Vrindavan.
Well, can you explain the
No, it's just a mechanism of fooling the M.I. 1.0. M.I. is called monkey intelligence 1.0.
2.0? It's
2.0 means they'll figure out this fellow is hiding like this. So I do like that. And then quickly in the temple, like that. But some saint told me, Prabhu, do the LASIK. You know LASIK, that surgery? So I said, no. Kala akshar sham barabar. अब अभी हम बाहर जाएंगे तो बहुत चीजें दिखने को पड़ेगी अगर लेसिक कर रहे तो सब कुछ संसार ही दिख रहा है सभी संसार थोड़ी देखना है ठाकुर जी को ही देखना है सूरदास जी को when they gave the divine vision he said no don't give me divine vision he just said I want to see the divine forms so don't do LASIK it's a very good protection for eyes does that make sense.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. But more important than that, take care of the beadbags because I have a guess that the next update version of M.I. they will attack the beads. Anything detachable from the body, they can detach. Thank you, Shrikar Prabhu. More questions, comments, reflections? Where is Kunjari hiding? Oh, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you so much for this wonderful katha, Vrindavan katha. There's so much Vrindavan within your heart that just manifested for all of us. Thank you. And I know so many things I heard for the first time today, like Vraja Raja Rani. I never thought like that. Raja Raja Rani. Yeah, she is a person, and so many beautiful bhajans I never heard before. Very, very beautiful. It's very heart melting. And these stories from Vrindavan where Lord Chaitanya is present in this deity's form. Those are simply amazing. I really liked that part. Thank you so much. And please share with us how you studied all these stories and where we can read them or absorb them more. So it looks like you went around Vrindavan and studied all the deities and their pastimes. Very personal connection with the deities, to be able to see Lord Chaitanya and in these different deities. I didn't even know there is a 7 feet tall deity in Vrindavan of Lord Chaitanya. Yeah,
Quite tall.
it's really.
And his hands are like this. Savdhan. Literally. Hands like this.
Yeah. So all glories to you, Prabhuji, for doing all this.
Many of the stories,
so much
Mataji,
wonderful
are like
studies.
collected from the tradition. Sometimes talk with the Goswamis, they speak about there. They may not be in any book. Sometimes they are in some obscure Hindi literature, some Braj Bhasha literature. This song, Surdas' song, because Pushti Marg and Gaudiyas are very much similar in their bhav. And sometimes we feel like Narottam Das Thakur's songs and Surdas' song, they have such a connection. Like verses also. We have this verse which we sing almost quite often. Kamadinam katina katidha palita durnidesha. That all the Kamadinam is attacking me. So once fine day I stumbled into this song of Surdas which is exactly like this. नाचो बहुत गोपाल अब मैं नाचो बहुत गोपाल गोपाल मैं बहुत नाच रहा हूँ and he is explaining how काम क्रोध का पहनो हार something like that. I am wearing the ornaments of काम and क्रोध. I am wearing the ankle bells of pride. So it's very much similar but in a different way. So sometimes you hear this in different contexts.
Thank you. All glories to your such in-depth studies.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you.
Please pray that instead of remaining theoretical, it enters practical also. Hare Krishna. More thoughts, comments, reflections? Yes. About history?
Not about history. In 1977, I think, or 76.
Radhe. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'm totally fine. I said right. We are two drunkards about history.
Srila Prabhupada said to all of his disciples that they should come at least once a year to Vrindavan.
Beautiful. I had noted down that I didn't say. Thank you, said. In fact, he said about Mayapur also. That Mayapur festival once a year all the leaders should visit.
So I've been going to Vrindavan almost by the mercy of Guru Maharaj since 2013. And it's an austere trip every year, 20 days or 15 days. But I feel literally, I don't want to go out of Vrindavan when living. It's like very painful. So why we don't recommend devotees nowadays in ISKCON
to go to
to
Vrindavan?
Vrindavan?
Who does not recommend? I mean, all the yatras are happening there. You come to Kartik, ISKCON will be like Mela. There will be announcement in the mails, in the emails which we get from announcement. Please don't have your dandavats. There is no space to do dandavats. People are falling on your head. Literally, it is that. In fact, this year I saw that announcement. I said, wow. So no, people are going. People are absolutely going. And the Gurudev can check the heart and may advise that maybe less days, more days, like that. But magic is there in the air. And that magic is coming from that dance which is happening in the aprakat, behind the parda. पर्दे के पीछे बहुत कुछ हो रहा है. तो वहाँ पे sometimes you may hear some concert which we enacted in the first or second class, or some feeling that somebody is taking care of you. If it can happen in the West, where sometimes you feel Krishna entered your life and orchestrated something, why won't it happen there? So in fact, we must go every year. Well, what is Vaisheshika Maharaj is going for 40 days and reading. And Param Puja Indradumna Maharaj takes yatras and those are fantastic. Then if nobody goes, our local, we call local American tourist turned panda. There was an article in Vrindavan today. Any guesses whom I'm talking about? Dinabandhu Prabhu. He will take every day. In fact, with Karthik, on Karthik or off Karthik also. Abhi we kept getting mails. Oh, the bus is going to Pethagaon. Bus is going to Suryakund. So keep happening like that. Hare Krishna.
What is one book you suggest to understand the importance of Nam? Like to get
Nam.
that inspiration to chant every day.
If you like to read in the form of a story, in the form of gripping story, the broken names by His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj. The broken names. It's a small novella. Novella, novel ki beti. Novella, 70 pages.
Okay.
It's in the form of a very nice fictitious story, but Maharaj has put his heart into it.
Nice.
And the book starts with a person who has come to mend his broken faith in the name, so that he does not chant broken names, but he chants living names. And after you've done that, maybe you can go to the second book of Sachinand Maharaj, which is Living Name. That presents the techniques of chanting. Just a suggestion, there are so many books, but best is to just begin chanting. As Vaishtrika Maharaj says, right, hit the pavement for book distribution. I mean, you might just start distributing books, but first is hit the pavement. So begin somewhere and then so many. Thank you for your question. More thoughts, comments, anything from our... Oh, yes, waiting for that. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Prabhu, you had said in the class that you talked about how Mahaprabhu is there for everyone, but we have like VIP access through Roop Sanat, and I was hoping you could elaborate more on that.
Yes. See, Mahaprabhu took sannyas in Advait Sampradaya. Although we know, like, far, his heart is not in the Advait philosophy. He defeated Prakashanand Saraswati and Sarvam Bhattacharya. So he did a lot of unconventional things to rope in everybody. But what his heart was, the philosophy or that the rasa which he wanted to give, anarpita charim chirat karunayava tirna kalau samarpayitum unnatujjvala rasam subhakti shriyam. That he taught to Rupa and Sanatana and other Goswamis. And therefore the VIP access is that Mahaprabhu to hamare ghar ke hain. These are like, we have access to him. We got the full, whatever fullest he wanted to give to us. But that does not mean we only have monopoly. That was the point I was trying to say. Other people have also sort of taken up to Mahaprabhu worship. Right? But we can now understand the benediction, the blessing which we have gotten, isn't it? So nobody tops Mahaprabhu. Correct? Thank you. More questions, reflections, or the smell, the fragrant bhoga, bhog rag shringar. Yeah, go ahead. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
I've
Hare
heard
Ram,
many
Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yeah.
devotees saying that you shouldn't live in a dham more than 3 days. Spend in a dham. Is it applicable to as a general blanket this thing, or applicable to some sect of?
Yeah. So first of all, it may seem practically quite unrealistic also, because 2 days will go in jet lag if you are coming from US. This statement I've heard, but I'm very trying to find, because somebody that day also asked me, and I said, I am finding the roots of that statement. Really not clear. 3 days. Maybe generally it was said for sannyasis to not be in one place for more than 3 days. That also I'm not sure what that 3 number, how did it come about? But rolling stone gathers no moss, like that. We want to gather all the moss in Vrindavan, right? So I'm not sure about that 3 days. How did it come from? Maybe it is like sometimes happens, right? Chinese whisper problem. प्रभु उसका हरिबोल हो गया, हरिबोल हो गया, महा हरिबोल, कीर्तन हो गया उसका. So it blows out of proportion. So maybe it could be one. Actually, one very senior sannyasi even told somebody, and he quoted to me, and I'm still finding it out. How did the Nirjal culture begin in ISKCON? Well, हाँ हाँ बाहर का छोड़ो, पहले घर का तो पता है. I have not heard in times of Prabhupada Nirjal culture. So, मैं not talking about Nirjal Ekadashi, general Nirjal culture. It's optional.
Yeah,
but Nirjal, anyway, let's remove that. But there are many things which may come out of maybe something is picked somewhere else. So, for Vrindavan, 3 days seem to be too less.
Yeah. Even this Bhishma Panchaka, I heard, was never followed during
I don't
Prabhupada's
know.
time.
Yeah. So there are many things which may appear. It is good to do. I mean, any
No
more
harm, yeah.
austerity, any more
Right.
chanting is fine. But if suppose somebody tells me that no, it must be done, then that must be done of certain thing should have a precedent or a proof or some, custom. So for 3 days, I have not found, like I have not found for Nirjal also.
Yeah, I haven't even same year. I haven't seen any Shastric quote or any
Yeah, so
Acharya
it
saying,
is.
but just spread around devotees.
Things happen like that.
Yeah.
It's good, right? If something gets spread that we should chant, not chant, say we should be more humble. That's good. So it is nice only. Um, but sometimes those three days I find it hard because usme to just we can touch and go.
Maybe the idea is not to become too familiar with the Dham.
Yes.
And
So principle behind is there, and that also instruction is person to person. Does that make sense? Yeah. So all those who are doing Nirjala can continue doing it. Yeah. Any question, comment, reflection? Or Prashad, huh? We can have more questions like while Prasadam.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Prabhuji, for taking us into the depths of Vrindavan and bringing out Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he transformed so many devotees, both inside Gaudiya Vaishnavism and outside Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Thank you, Prabhu. And one quick thing, Prabhu, as I was announcing, has written the first book and second book is coming along. So this is a book on horizons. It is a fiction book. This brings out short stories and brings so many lessons about the fundamental questions of life and death. So you can read it in the story form, very light. So highly encourage everybody who's reading is appreciating. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
May not be that light.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhu. And once again, we look forward to many more visits back home at ISV.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Yes, it is Pantaha Swasharanam Yatha. It is
Haribol.
like a travel.
We would like to express our gratitude to our speaker, Harivamsa Prabhu, by chanting 3 times. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Haribol. Please come and take prasadam. It's quite late. And also you can have Q&A while taking prasadam with Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Haribol.